Coach, it is a building that has seen it all through the many years of its existence as EA Sports welcomes you to Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf. I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you to school. Sit.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Watch tight. Tight is right. We got four.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Stand ready. 10 logo. Let's make these babies cry on the way back. Cut. Snap.
On 3rd down, Swift. And the ball is knocked out. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line.
Let's go. 10-2 saw. 53. Cut.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
On first down, Benjamin. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, Alpha. 5.
From the gun on 3rd down is Marino. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. 23 yards for the touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box. Touchdown.
Let's go. Let's go. On the ready.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play. Hey, Sam off.
They'll try the left side. Benjamin. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
Leo. Under 10, under 10, 10. Hey, switch gears. Look at me. Go off, now.
They'll run on first down. Benjamin. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They don't keep playing. Go. 15.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Come on, set. 30 base. Give me that ball, defense.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Marino. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Check safety. 49, check.
On 2nd down, Benjamin looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Marino on play action. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 14-yard touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And he'll give it here to his running back. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Ready? 10-2 stop.
Here's Locke to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Room here to run. The 20. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hard.
Lock again here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
I think the good offensive coordinators of the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 2nd and 10, Locke, open man is Higgins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Here we go! 30 base. Let's go, baby. Return it. Hey! Wahoo! On the ball, Mike!
Lock now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Let's go! 18 Gator! Go on, go on!
On second down now, Benjamin. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Ready? 10 logo. 53, Mike. Look, squeeze.
On third down, Benjamin. They find some open field here. There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there. 88 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. On second down, here's Locke. He gets it to Thomas. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Hey, Charlie. Ready?
A final shot before half for Locke. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Marino off of play action. Open man is Trey Burton. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? It sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A Raider first down, 17 yards. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 37-yard line.
Rock it. Hit it.
From the shotgun, Marino into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Come on, set, 50, plant.
Get that quarterback, D-line.
Five.
Now this time Locke will throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. Watkins, the intended receiver. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing his lock on third down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Look at me. Go. Ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. Benjamin. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Broncos 7.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded at the goal line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Cleveland Farrell. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Locke. And the pressure gets to him again. Maurice Hurst in there to drop him. It sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
We got 4. Check. 5.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Maurice Hurst picks up his 2nd sack. Of the afternoon.
Fourth down.
And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay.
They can't stop us. They cannot hold us.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 23-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Come on, set. 8, read. Hard, hard. Check, check, check. You're out.
Check 52.
He's coming.
On first down, Benjamin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now first and 10. Marino now off the bootleg. Benjamin's got it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 32 on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that.
And he coughed it up. It's picked up by the Broncos. And I do believe this is going to line up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Now Benjamin.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. They go play action with Marino. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Benjamin. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result could be something you don't like.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Broncos on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Lock gonna throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Past the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The point after is good, and that will shave one more off this lead. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. He's got daylight. The 30, 10. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Officially an even 100 yards coast to coast on the kick return as his guys continue to pour it on. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think that you might not be dialing that up again.
Well, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
5.
You must be dreaming.
Kill. Hey, Sam off. Go.
From the 29, Marino. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Down. 60 or. Rock it.
On third down, Benjamin. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And Marino actually going to look to throw it. Going deep for Benjamin. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. 59 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
And got his man complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And I think the Broncos have it. They do. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
On the ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Jonathan Abram picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a second and long.
Here we go. 8 read. 53
Let's get the ball.
Now.
And Marino going to throw despite the late lead. Wide open receiver complete. And finally he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. A big play that time for the Raiders. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Hey, exit. Deep river.
Marino will throw. And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the L.A. Chargers. Meanwhile, for Denver, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.